chat a little baseball with a little Montreal flavor here on the program. We welcome back from the Montreal Baseball Project. You can follow him on twitter.com/tweetmehomie or check out montrealbaseballproject.com. It's the one and only Mr. Warren Cromartie. How you doing?
Hey, buddy, how are you?
I am good. I am good, my friend. Are you staying warm wherever you are?
Yes, I am, and listen, I was up there during the cold spell in Montreal, and especially last January and February, spent a little time in the cold up there, but my gosh, it's been a kind of rough year with all the Midwest and Northeast, but you guys are handling it, and spring is coming, my man. Spring training starts next week, so I'm all happy.
Thank goodness. Now, first of all, I want to congratulate you once again for bringing these guys in next month. I know it's a lot of work. I've been chatting with some of your people, and certainly it's a huge undertaking. But from what I hear, it's going very, very well, and that this gala should be exciting on the 29th of March.
Yeah, this is my second one now. We did the 2012. That came out very good and set the tempo, and now we're getting ready for the big one, the 20th anniversary of the 1994 team. And we just got confirmed today with Ken Hill.
Wow.
Just confirmed that he'll be in town, too. He was a big part of that team in 94. And, it's going to be a great weekend. That whole weekend, 28th and 29th, you got two games at the Olympic Stadium with the Mets and Toronto Blue Jays. And, of course, the boys will be introduced on that Saturday afternoon game, before the game. And I tell you, we're all, including yourself maybe, but we're all looking to see exactly what they're going to do with this field and set this field up and make it look all nice and let them go, along with the fans too. What I hear, you got over 100,000 tickets sold already. That's almost 50 a game. So, with the troops that you head up with Explanation and the rest of the Expo fans and MVP fans out there, I mean, I said it earlier and I say it again. I mean, it's very important that people show up for this game. And, that's the first thing the reporters are going to be looking at, Major League Baseball is going to be looking at. And so it actually is our showcase, and let's keep this hope and then pray that we play these games and the snow stays away.
Yeah.
And we can play these three ball games. But it's going to be a good weekend and a gala. Like I said, tickets are selling. We're very, very happy how tickets are selling. We have a few left, and anybody interested, you can go to MontrealBaseballProject.com and get involved with it. It's going to be a very interesting evening, and it's going to be a baseball weekend.
Now, Warren, earlier tonight here on the program, we chatted with Chip Caray, the Braves broadcaster. And the way that this thing came about, kind of funny. He follows Expos Nation on Twitter, and every once in a while he sends us French phrases about Montreal, how he misses Montreal. But I wanted to play you a little bit of what he said.
Still one of my favorite places in the world to visit. Those of us who have been working in baseball for a long time really remember well our trips to Olympic Stadium, even back to Jerry Park when I got to see as a kid. But yeah, one of the great cities in the world, and those of us who love baseball and love the Expos and love the great rivalries that we had with them certainly miss coming up there, and hopefully someday in the not-too-distant future we'll get a chance to come back. Dave Van Horn is such a great broadcaster and a colleague of ours. We see him quite a bit down in Miami when our Braves games and Marlins games take place, and he talks very, very lovingly, quite obviously, of his time in Montreal. And, again, as a fan of the game, when you think about the players that the Expos organization produced for so many years, it's really, really mind-boggling. And in so many ways, unfortunate that there's not another team north of the border. And I think those of us, again, who enjoyed going to Montreal, enjoyed the friends and the fans and the family atmosphere that you'd see from time to time at Olympic Stadium, we all hope that somehow, some way, baseball can get back north of the border because it's such an international sport. Why not make it even more so by somehow getting back in Montreal? I think it'd be fantastic. I hope it's a wonderful night for everybody up there. And as far as the game itself is concerned, my own personal opinion is if you want to see people around baseball stand up and take notice that there's still a very vibrant and very lively and very alive baseball community in that part of the world, the best way for that to happen is to show up. Show up for the games, make the turnstiles click, be loud, be supportive, wear your Expos gear, and The games are going to be televised, and as you said, Toronto and New York, and probably all around the country as well in the United States. If people want to see that there's still passionate baseball people in Montreal, that's the best way to do it.
Your thoughts on that?
Awesome. I mean, look, Maddie, we've been getting some real good support from people who are already in the sports business, sports writers business, ESPN. They're all pulling for us. This is a very positive thing because I think they know how we got the shaft, so to speak, 10 years ago and how it was done. We have a lot of history in Montreal, and it carries a lot of weight. Even the people who are adults now somehow know that they're involved in baseball, where they had a little bit to do with Montreal, and it had a tremendous impact on them. So this is something Montreal has, will never, ever lose. We have a lot of spirit here in the town. Once again, we have to show that spirit on the 28th and 29th of March. And I think we will speak in loud voices. This whole thing is pretty much falling into place, Patty, and the people who are listening out there. I mean, you look at the situation with two teams need to be moved. At this particular time, it's been made public already. You have these two games being played back in Montreal past 10 years, and the team that's doing it is one of the other franchises that came in after the Expos of Toronto, who we helped support when they came in because we played in a game called the Pearson Cup at that time. When Toronto played Montreal, it was a friendly rival type thing, but we developed that. And they were the new kids on the block. So now, and how the tables turn here a little bit, now they're one of our biggest boosters. They're getting to get baseball back, and I'd like to thank Paul Beeston for that. He's really been very, very supportive of what we're trying to do here in Montreal. So, Maddie, I mean, we have the support. You know what I'm doing here with the Montreal Baseball Project. We're doing work behind the scenes. We are getting phone calls from the business community and the corporate community. I'm very happy about that. But it's time to say something in regards to our next move. You know we're going to be out in front, and yours truly is going to be leading the way. And so we're onto something. This is the closest that we've come to getting our team back, the Expos back in the last decade. So I don't want to lose this opportunity. It's going to be support. It's going to be everybody has support into this happening, even for showing up in these games. So along with the gala, this is big, the 20th year, 1990-14 team. We got Pedro coming back to town, Larry Walker coming to town, and it's going to be supportive of what we're trying to do here too also. So, and then we got Dave Van Orn and Tim Wallach. They're going into the Hall of Fame in June. So it's a good year. It's another good Canadian Hall of Fame. It's another good year for Expos. Somehow or another, we're going to continue the momentum. Somehow or another, we're working our way into the mainstream and being noticed here, whether we say anything or not. It's just falling into place. And like I said, we have two of our own going in the Canadian Hall of Fame. And we got these games this year here in Montreal. We have the Gala here in Montreal. We got Expo Nation and what they're doing with the fan support all around Montreal, including in Vermont, upstate New York. We get a lot of support, so I'm very pleased about that. But we got a lot of work to do, but I'm very happy the way things are going.
www.montrealbaseballproject.com if you want to buy tickets to the gala. What are you going to do that night, Crow? Tell them before you go.
I can't tell you too much. We're going to have a good time. You're going to see my little Copra thing when I get a chance to talk to the ball players like we did last time. That's one thing I can tell you that. Get a little extra close with the fans, and it's been a lot of turnout for the cocktail and the meet and greet the players. It's going to be very crowded in there. We got a red carpet we're going to be setting up, and we hope it's going to be nice and continue to be the leading force here in Montreal as far as, along with the Expo Nation here, trying to keep the momentum going and keep the awareness going. This is the big year coming up. We got a whole year coming up. Lots of things going to be happening. So I'll keep you in the loop, and thank God that baseball season is starting next week.
Who's your pick coming out of spring training? You got one yet?
Yeah, like the Cardinals.
Hmm.
I like the Cardinals. And they were missing a couple pieces at the end. They could have used a starter or two. One kid had 15 games, didn't start, but he's a very important part of the Cardinals regime again. I still think they need a center field. I'm not sold on John Jay in center field, but the Cardinals. Tampa's going to put a scare in a few people. I think this year they can backdoor something. They're so solid. They got a great organization. They got a great team, and they got a great manager. You know, he's the heartbeat of that team. So, Major League Baseball is great because of the parity that we have in Major League Baseball, which is a great game, and you have an extra wild card team. Now we have the video involved in Major League Baseball to see how that works. Always said the game was too fast for some of these umpires. You just couldn't keep up. It's got too fast. So let's see what happens with that. A-Rod's out of the game. Thank God for that. We don't have any problems with him. And now the Yankees can have a semi-quiet spring training. And we don't have to put up with this mess with this guy. And I recently saw him. He withdrew his suit against Major League Baseball and the Players Union. He finally got smart because that was one of the worst things he could ever do.
Yeah.
So, it's cleaning up his act. Montreal, Major League Baseball still has a long way to go with this drugs, and now they're finding better ways of doing it. Now they put them in gummy bears. It's going to be hard to track, but the Major League Baseball is making progress with that, and we'll lay the hammer down when guys trying to cheat. So, all in all, I'm looking forward to a great year, great season baseball, and finishing time in Montreal, getting the Taylor out. And making another announcement or two and moving forward with the project.
Tweet me, homie, on Twitter.com. You got to tweet more, Warren. That's our only complaint, okay?
You know what? Everybody loves the name. Tweet me, homie. It kind of came out because I'm a homie down in Florida, but I'm not. I'll get in it when I guess when I'm waiting around the corner when baseball season starts and something has to do with MVP as well. So I want to have something to say, but. They're having some stuff on there. And great job with you, Matty. Keep up the great work, will you?
I will. It's a deal.
Yeah, and I know what you're going to be doing this summer. Are you planning another trip in Toronto?
Yeah, we're working on it. I don't know. We'll see. I'll tell you behind the scenes, as you like to say.
There you go. Don't let the cat out. Thanks.
Take care, man. Thanks a lot.
Merci beaucoup.